So good morning everybody. Ooh, let's have a look at this, make sure this is all nicely cleaned up. Make sure it's not all fogged up. So good morning everybody and a very warm welcome to Mildenhall and Volmer Live. This is a bit of an impromptu stream and basically what it's about, as the title says, it's about the Hornby Class 66. And so what I wanted to do is to sort of demonstrate to you some of the options that are out there for the Hornby Class 66 in terms of lighting. Now, basically, there's been quite a bit of talk surrounding the Hornby 66, and for those of you who are not sure what that's all about, this is just one of mine that I actually own. And I've actually got 3. Hello Alan, welcome to the stream. So I actually have 3 in my fleet. I have this one, I have the blue maritime one, and I also have my Freightliner one. So once again, this is just a bit of an impromptu stream. It isn't really kind of scheduled, or it's kind of a bit of a bonus stream. But I just wanted to talk to you about it because, like I said, there is a few people out there who basically would like the idea of having lighting on their 66s, and so therefore I'm just kind of giving you another option in terms of what you can and can't do. Hello there, King Fox Junction. Welcome to the stream. So that's what today's stream is all about, really. And maybe I might just turn you around and show you a bit of the layout if we have some time. So I just wanted, I think we've gone past 11:30 in the morning. So the thing to show you is, so this is your Hornby 66, and when you buy your Hornby 66, this is generally how you get it. And that's how it kind of looks. And it's always kind of looked like that, even when Lima were doing that. And there were some discussions as to what you can and can't do. And obviously, you know, these are built to a price. It's about 70 quid generally, and it's good value for money. And you can't really knock the Hornby 66. And in fact, I love my 3 Hornby 66s. This was my first one that I bought. But that being said, sometimes people want to just splash out a little bit by adding a few extras here and there, and I'm no exception. I've added sound to this, and now it sounds a bit better. But it still doesn't have lights. And to some people, I'd like to have lights. Some people are not too fussed. And we're quite lucky in the railway community that we have such independent companies who are willing to do these things. And yeah, no, well, King Cross Junction, I was just going to get to that. So there's companies out there like Illuminated Models, which people are more than happy to use, and you have to give them credit because there's nothing wrong with their products at all. It's just a matter of, again, it's just like Roads and Rails and their speakers and all the rest of it. It's a matter of personal choice. That's what all of this is all about. It's like, do you want to put sound into this or not? Are you happy to have it as a basic 66 or not? You know, how far do you want to go? Do you want to put sound in it? Do you not want to put sound in it? Do you want to put, what type of speaker do you want to put in it? Or, hello there, Peter Dixon. And also there's somebody here, Mike, I believe, but sorry, my eyesight is just like, so it's a lot of it is down to personal choice as to how far you want to go with these. Now, the whole point of this 66 by Hornby was supposed to be that it's a budget 66 that anybody can afford. And then it's up to you how far you want to go with this, whether you want, like I said, whether you want to put sound in it, what type of sound in it. Are you happy to have the standard speaker, or do you want to put a better speaker? And it's the same with the lights. Do you want to put lights in this, or do you not want to put lights in it? So Illuminated Models have come out with a lighting kit for this thing, and they've also come out with a Batman. And the reason why I say risk versus reward is I'm going to sound quite controversial and probably say, look, I'm not particularly a fan of the illuminated models kits. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that whether they work or whether they don't work or whether it's customer service, or it's got nothing to do with that at all. It's purely just down to personal choice. Because, yeah, I know there's probably people absolutely going mental right now. Because, and I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you, and it's just my view. It's my own personal choice and my own view. It's got nothing, like I said, it's nothing against the company or anything like that, because I'm sure they do great kits, and there are many of you, including Peter Dixon, and Alan, who are great fans of illuminated models. Me personally, I'm not 100% convinced. So I'm just going to put the argument against, and my reasons, and this is just my reasons, it's got nothing to do with, if I was to put an illuminated models kit into any of my 66s, it would probably be for my 66 of Batman, I should say. And that is purely because the lighting holes are there already on the 66 and there is no mucking around with the body. And it seems like an easier install than it does on a Hornby. And that's where the risk versus reward is. You know, although this is like a cheap model and people will say, well, this is a cheap budget model, you know, if you get it wrong, it's not the end of the world. It's kind of a bit like weathering. If you haven't done it before, you don't want to start weathering on your best loco. You know, you want to try maybe getting a cheap wagon from a model shop, maybe a second-hand one or something. And you kind of think to yourself, well, if that goes wrong, you know, it's like, it's not the end of the world, a few quid for it. But you don't want to be taking, you know, you don't want to start your airbrushing career, as it were, on a brand new 66 that you've just bought, because you don't want to mess it up. And it's kind of the same issue with the lights. Now, obviously Hornby have built these to a price and their budget 66s, but they are great locos. However, you know, they are a bit on the thin side with the plastic, so you do have to be very, very careful. And if you're a confident and a competent modeler, then that's great. You know, you'll probably get away with it, you probably do it, and you're probably quite happy and you won't have a problem doing it. But if you're somebody who, hello there, oh God, yeah, railway. My apologies. I'm just, you know what I'm going to do, because for some reason I can't see it properly. My eyesight must be getting really bad now. So the point being is I'm just trying to give you another option if you're not that confident a modeler. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of explain to you and show you. I'm going to turn you around and put you onto my big screen now. And the other thing with the illuminated models kits that I'm not really too happy with. Hello there, Chris from the Heritage Railway. One of the things I'm not really so keen on, and I'll be honest, I'm not so keen on the lighting effects that come out of the lighting. I think that the lighting is too bright. That's just my own personal opinion. And it doesn't look right. That's just me. And I just think, you know what, for the risk versus reward, that's £20, I believe it's £19.99 per kit. I'm not sure if that's the same for a Batman kit or whether that's just a Hornby kit. Don't quote me on it. So for me, I'm just like not sold. So I'm about to give you another option, which is 100% risk-free. It's cheap, it doesn't cost you a penny, and it's something that anyone can do themselves. And if you don't like it, you can revert your 66 back to the way it was. Sounds good? Well, stay tuned and we'll show you what you can do as a different option. So I'm just going to drop you down and spin you around. Hello, Stuart Higgins. So I'm going to just drop you down. Right, so here we go. Right. Can everyone see a big, beautiful 66 in front of you? So what I'm going to do is actually, let me get my big stick out. Give me 1 second. And, oh, not that one, that's not the one I wanted. That will do. Okie dokie. Right. So what we're looking at is, yes, she is beautiful. So what we're looking at is the lighting. specifically the lighting, and you can see how dark. You can see how dark and black that is. And then if I, once again, show you what Hornby have provided you with, you can see that it doesn't match. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something that I've done. And I'm just going to kind of marry this up a bit. I like Ewood's Railway, that's it. I like this, I like it. There's nothing wrong with a bit of colour in your life. Right, so this is this is now a comparison, and you can now see what I've done on the right here. So this is basically the real 66. On here we have the original 66, what Hornby have done, and this is what I've done. So this is what I've done to my 66 here to make it look a little bit more like the one in the picture. So as you can see, we've now no longer got these side lights that you've got on the old one, and that's pretty much looks a bit better compared to that, and it looks much closer to what the real one does. Now, this isn't a lighting kit of any description, not at all. Like I said, I'm not sold on the lighting kits yet, and this is just something that I experimented with and I quite like the idea of, so I thought I'd give it a go, and I'm quite happy with the results. So I'm going to just, again, I'm going to blow up these pictures again. Yeah, so that's the original one. That's the original front of the Hornby 66, and this is what I've done to my 66. Now, all that is just a piece of scrap card with a couple of dots of paint on each side. Now, I know that might sound a bit kind of crazy or whatever, but it looks a lot better than what the original Hornby have provided you with. Well, it's a lot more realistic looking, let's just say that. Okay, there's no lights in it. It doesn't have working lights, but if you're one of those people who are not confident in taking a drill bit to the front of your 66, and you don't really want to do it, and you want to make it look a bit more realistic, this is something that you can do. And like I said, it is 100% risk-free. So this is, like I said, this is just a very cheap option. Hello Andy, Model Railway, welcome to the stream. So if you own a Hornby 66 and you're somebody who's not confident in taking a drill bit, or not confident in soldering, or you want to make it look better, then basically this is what I've done. And I'm actually so pleased with it. I'm probably going to do the rest of it to my others, because when it's running around the layout, you cannot tell. It looks pretty good. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take you to the next shot, which shows you basically the surrounds and how black it is all the way around. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn you around. Okie dokie, right, you're back. Now, I did say it was 100% risk-free. Now, one of the reasons why I said this is 100% risk-free, and you've got to be careful when you say these things, is that this is how it is. Okay, so just to show you that in reality. So it's either that side, or this is the side that you get from Hornby. But the best thing about this is that I can actually take this lens off, which I will do right in front of your eyes. And there you go. So you've now got back your original Hornby 66. So and all this is just a little piece of card with some blue tack or white tack or black tack. And basically, so you're not drilling, you're not marking your body, It's totally risk-free. And you just put it back on. And there you go, it's back on. Simple as that. And all it is a scrap piece of card. And like I said, if I just take you down here to my bench, I suppose. So I've used the Vallejo paint, which is white. You can use an aluminium if you want. Yeah, but the thing is, Ewood, this isn't something that you can. You see, the thing is that this is a scrap piece of card, and all I did is cut a strip off of it, like that, and you can do all the work away from your model, away from your body of the 66, so to make sure you don't get any paint on it. Do all the work, and then you can just blue tack it to the front of it, and if you don't like it, then you can just take it off, redo it again or whatever. And like I said, this is purely just a case of if you're somebody who isn't confident in taking a drill bit to your 66, or you don't want to, or if you're, or you can't afford it, or you whatever the reason. Like I said, in my case, I'm not overly keen on, the light bleed, whether there's enough separation between the lights, whether it looks convincing enough. Yeah, okay, they do a job and they give you the lights that work. But to me, I'm just not sold. And for now, I'm quite happy to have that, because when that's running around on the layout, and like I said, if you don't like it, you can do it yourself. Try it. Don't like it, okay, just take it off. You're not going to damage your railway. Yeah, or if I mean, like I said, this loco by Hornby was designed for a price, and it was designed to be a budget 66. But there is still so much more that you can do to these things. And like I said, once you've done this, if you're good at weathering, which I'm not, you might be able to weather this up and make this look even more convincing. So you pay your money, takes your choice, as they say. If you want to spend money on the Batman and get a all traction with the lighting and everything like that, then that's up to you. But it's up to you how far you want to go with it. All I'm just trying to explain to people is that if this is something that you feel that you're not confident about taking a drill bit to it, and even if you have, and you've probably messed it up or whatever, and you've broken it or whatever, you might be able to patch it up by using that piece of card just to cover up the imperfections that you've got going on underneath. It is possible. To me, I like it as it is, and I think that this is definitely better than this end. And like I said, if I don't like it, I can just take it off and it's not an issue. I'll do it right in front of you. There you go. It hasn't damaged the body. It hasn't done anything. So you can just revert it back. And if you wanted to sell your loco on eBay because you've had enough of it, you could just take it off. It's not a problem. And then sell it on eBay, So I thought I'd share this with you guys. Like I said, it is a different option. Like I said, if I was to put an illuminated models kit onto my 66, it probably would be my Batman, not my Hornby. I don't think I'm that brave, to be honest, to drill holes into it and risking damaging the body, even if this loco is a budget loco, because I think it still looks good, and it still runs lovely on my layout. So I don't know if anyone's got any questions or anything like that. Then feel free to do so. Feel free to ask, and I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions about it. And please feel free to leave any comments as well. So does anyone have any questions at all, or is everyone that good with all of that? Because I might take you to the layout now and have a quick little look-see at the layout. That's what we're doing. There are no trains running on the layout because I've been doing a lot of work to it. So let me show you what I've been doing onto the layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop the legs. So bear with me a second. And then, right, there we go. Right, so here I am. My apologies. Right, so this is the layout. Right, let's just. So what I've been doing and why there's no trains running, as we all know, recently, I've done a load of ballasting. What I have done now is I've now changed. I can actually now see what everyone's doing up against the camera. Yeah, well, like I said, for you guys that are happy and competent. Hello, Sam, the transport fan. Welcome to the stream. Like I said, Stuart, if you're not confident or you're not happy or you don't feel like you want to spend the money to do it, then this is another way of doing it. That was all. So my layout's changed slightly yet again. Basically, I've now extended the layout. I'm very well, thank you, Sam, and your good self. So what I've done is I've now opened this up. Basically, that turning circle used to be all the way down there. And what I've done is I've basically shortened that turning circle. So it now becomes a drop-off point and in and around there. What this has now done is allowed me, where you see this little crane here, to put some containers here. But what I was doing last night is I was actually yeah, it wasn't much notice, to be honest. So what I've done is basically I've done the markings on the floor. So let me see if you can see them better. So you can probably see that there is some markings going on along there, and those are the markings for the containers. So I haven't actually put them on yet because I actually only painted them yesterday, and I'm still actually watching a number of videos. There's a chap on YouTube called HGV Me, and I've mentioned him before, and he's done quite a few videos of going into various ports around the country, whether it be Southampton, Cardiff. Some of them were shipping, some of them were Freightliner, and so it was a good idea to watch that to actually get an idea. Thank you so much, Sam. That's very kind of you to say. So I've been watching a lot of his stuff, and it gives you a real idea of what the procedures are, what the road markings are. So in essence, what's happening is where my yellow Freightliner lorry is down the end there, they'd come in there, and if they had a box, as they like to call them, rather than a container, they call it a box, they can drop it off. No problem, Peter. Thanks for joining anyway, so take care. So yeah, so what they do is if they've got a box, they can drop it off in the bay where the straddler is, and then the idea is the straddler would then take the box and either put it there or maybe in one of the other stacks, and the empty lorry can either stop off for a rest, or whatever, if it's on a break, or if it's waiting for a container, maybe come up to here, up to this section here, and the crane can then drop another container to take back. Or if the train comes in and brings in the containers, it can drop it off onto the container here. That's another way of doing it. And then the exit is basically, it's a one-way system, and the exit is back around the other side of the barriers there, the security fencing, and there's the hut for the exit. And then the main road is down here by the turning circle, and we've got a little roundabout, a little mini island with some I'll take a look, Sam, when I'm done. So you can also see the traffic island that I've done on the front. Now, I haven't finished all the road markings, not by any stretch of imagination, as I'm still trying to work out what I need to do. Like these boxes here in the middle for the containers, they're all numbered, but my ones aren't, because basically I need to work out whether I'm going to have any more stacks. So I need to work out where else. So I just want to make sure that where all the containers are and the stacks are, I just want to make sure that I'm happy with where they are. Those ones there, those containers right down the end won't be actually staying there. They'll be going back over in this position, but I was just waiting for the paint to go up. Yeah, thank you. I haven't actually finished it. The ballasting hasn't finished, Ewood. I've only gone as far as the end of the HSTs down there. But I've actually also done platform 1 now, because when I did that end, right down the back there in the middle, and I did that new piece of walling there, I actually ballasted platform 1 at the same time. So we're slowly but surely getting there. So that's what I've kind of been doing with the stream, with the layouts, I should say. The other thing I've also been doing, it's called Mildenhall and Volmer. It's not based on anywhere, and it's not based on anything. It's just my own layout. It's got nothing. It's totally fictional. So the other thing I've been doing is I've done the lights in the high street. Again, I've been working quite a bit on here. As you can see, these are just sprues, and this is my Poundland lighting poking through. And so that's something else I've been doing the road markings, and I've also wired it up down the back here. But I need to tidy this up. This is something that I'm going to need to do. I'm going to need to tidy it up. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, Andy, the whole inspiration for my container yard is I don't know if you've come across it, and if you haven't come across it, maybe you might look at it. Is Warren Lane. And Warren Lane has been a container depot that I've admired for many years, and it was when I was growing up at exhibitions, I used to go to Warren Lane to watch it, because it was just such a wonderful container layout. It really was, and it was specifically a container layout. Yeah, exactly. So you know what it's like. And that was kind of my inspiration for this layout, because I was like, I really, really loved it. I mean, obviously, they've got their proper, I'm just going to walk you over a bit. Oh, sorry. They've got the proper Helgen cranes and things like that. No, I don't have an 800. All of my stuff tends to be quite modern nowadays. I've got rid of a lot of my older stuff. And Warren Lane was kind of like my... Hello, everyone. I'm not sure what's happening. This is the second time this has happened. I don't know if there's like a time limit that YouTube have done. I don't know. My apologies that it got interrupted. I need to find out why that is, because this is the second time this has happened to me now. I don't know if there's a time limit and it times out. I'm not sure. So sorry about that. Are we all back now? So that Freightliner lorry was part of was a big thing for me, because I saw that at Warren Lane and I really wanted one. And luckily for me, I knew somebody who could help me with that. So it kind of takes pride of place here on the layout, this Freightliner lorry. So yeah. Well, I don't know what's going on, because this happened to me the other day, and before, I don't know if this is a new thing with YouTube or something, that if there's a time limit on the streams or something, because I've had these issues before, and it's only the last stream I did. Yeah, sorry. Well, that was me anyway. So I think it might just be easy to start recording stuff. I just wanted to do the live stream for the 66 because I thought it'd be quite interesting to get your input and views on it. So yeah, so that stack there, all those containers there will end up going back over there. But like I said, you know, I've got a space constraint. This is like 9.5 feet long, this layout, by about 4.5 feet wide. So it's not the biggest layout in the world. But I did love Warren Lane, and I just wanted to try and maximize this as best as I could. So that's why it's pretty much mainly a container layout. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's an issue with the network provider, or whether it's to do with YouTube. I'm not really too sure. So we've been going for about half an hour, and yeah, this is so true, Ewood. That, you know, it's just how you go about doing it. I'm really happy with my layout. It's a manageable size. It's got everything I need. It's got everything I want. I guess we always want something bigger. Hello, John A. Dawson. Welcome to the stream. So I'm about, unfortunately, John, I'm about to sort of wrap this up. I don't know if anyone's got any. I'll give you a quick. Let me just give you a quick overview of what. Yeah, that's it, Alan. So basically, a quick recap for those of you who missed the beginning of the stream. Basically, the stream was the risk versus reward with the Hornby 66 and the options for lighting on your 66. Thank you. Well, so is yours actually. I was talking to Alan about your layout the other day, and you know how much you got going on there. So like I said, just a quick recap. This is a Hornby 66, and this is the lighting issues, and there's a lot of talk about whether to light it or not. And basically you can get a kit from Illuminated Models, and I'm talking about the risk versus reward and why I've decided not to do this, not to put lighting in it. But what I have done is I've made a modification to my 66, which is just basically a scrap piece of card, a couple of dots of paint, and it looks more like the lighting configuration of the real one than basically that. That just looks that looks wrong. But like I said, this is there's no risk to this at all. Doing it this way, but it's entirely up to yourself on how far you'd like to go with these models, whether or not you'd like to go all the way and put lights in it, whether you're happy to have it as just a basic 66 with no sound. So it's all down to personal choice. No, I'm not yet. I'm not planning on lighting it. I mean, I've got 3 of these to do, not to mention my Backmans if I wanted to do it. It cost me a huge amount of money, and to be honest, I'm not that overly convinced of how it is. I like the way that my Backmans are lighting, as long as they work. If it became a case that maybe one of them were faulty or something, then maybe I'd consider replacing it with Illuminated Models. But like I said, I don't like the way it lights up, to be honest. I just don't like the way the brightness comes through. It's just not my thing. So, you want to see my 66 running? I can show it to you running, but it won't be able to run very far because my layout is completely jam packed at the back of the layout. So, let me just. As you can see, well, you probably can't see because the station's basically hiding everything, but basically I've evacuated the whole front end of the layout because of all the ballasting that I was doing. So let me see if we can get this to run. Sorry, I'm not really monitoring the chat at the moment, so let's see if it is. I'm hoping that we have, it looks like we have power, so let's just check to see if we do. And what I'll do is I will drop you down. Now, somebody had asked me the other day what system I used, so just to let you know that I use a Prodigy Express Gauge Master, but I might be upgrading it at some point, probably next year, to a Prodigy Advance or something like that. So let's see, 6687, it's not on here, 6687, enter. Well, let me see if I think I've set it up correctly. This has actually got a TTS chip in it. Well, like I said, I can't really run it very far because obviously the layout's got loads of stuff on it. And it probably needs a good clean as well, I should imagine as well. And we'll go back the other way. So this has actually got a standard speaker in it, and I know that Alan's not particularly a fan of the standard speaker in here. But on my way out, it's perfectly fine, because I think it's just because of the acoustics of the room. So I'm perfectly happy with it anyway. I did have a rolling stock update to give you as well, but that's going to have to be another time. But I just want to show you what I've done with the lights. Yeah, I mean, this one didn't run very well in the beginning, but that's because it didn't have the right chip in it. And it seems like the TTS 66 chip is really well suited to the 66 Hornby, as it should be. But some of the other 8-pin chips that I had put in it previous, it didn't like. So so let's just, yeah, so you can, like I said, I think the track's a little bit dirty, to be honest. It needs a good clean. It's not the train, it's the we'll run it back the other way like we did before. There we go. It's not actually the train, it's the track. Hello, Jeff Unsworth. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it sounds all right to me. I'm happy with my 66s. Like I said, the thing is, this track has only just been ballasted, so it just really needs a good clean. I did have some issues with a few points as well, because obviously the ballasting kind of gets to it. Right, so let's go back the other way. So, yeah, it sounds all right. I mean, like I said, I think that the sound chip and that speaker sounds all right on my layout. I know Alan was saying before that he doesn't like it because it doesn't really give him enough. And this is what we're talking about today. Really, it's all about personal choice in terms of what you want and what you don't want from your layouts and from your trains. You know, it's up to you whether you want to put lighting in it or not, what type of lighting or not. But like I said, if you're not confident in taking a drill to your body of your 66, you can always do what I've done, which is just get a scrap piece of card, and even if it's the wrong color, you could probably paint it black, you know, whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be black. I mean, I'm using black card, but if you've got black paint, you could just use black paint and paint the card and do it this way. And it looks, I think it looks more convincing. Yeah, exactly, Andy. I think this end looks more convincing than that end, even though neither side have lights. But I just think that this running around the layout with this configuration looks nicer than it does with that configuration. So like I said again, thanks again for tuning in, and thanks for watching. And for those of you who did miss how I've done this, just watch the beginning of the stream, and I'll just give you a quick show you how all the tools that I've used to get this done. It's not a very difficult job. Like I said, all it is, it involves just a bit of scrap card, a bit of blue tack or white tack or black tack, whatever you want to use, and then just a couple of spots of paint, and that's it. And then you can achieve this. And like I said, it doesn't harm your body, because you can just peel it away and take it off, and then you've got your original lighting configuration like you did before. So until the next time, it's goodbye from Mildenhall and Volmer. So bye everybody, and thanks for tuning in. So goodbye.